And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Fire Grow Cup number 5 to Group A. We just wrapped up the first series of the night, and we have many more series ahead of us. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Leylines. We have the red Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. Okay. He is Shameless. He is. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner we have the blue Terran player representing CSO Esports from the land of Kazakhstan. It is Replicant. We go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As again, coming into this, I would favor Shameless, but Replicant, he did surprise us quite a bit last month, and I'm here to be inspired. I'm here to bear witness here as Replicant is going for a fake proxy Rax. Let's go. The Rax has been placed not in the main, not at the natural, but at the third base location as well. This is very old school. It's very old school here, as this used to be a lot more prevalent to fake out your opponent, to fake out a proxy, and to throw it down at your third location. Or sometimes some players will throw it back further back in the main, or further into the natural. There are definitely some locations where you can hide it to try to force an overreaction. So far, Shameless coming in does confirm the double gas opener, does confirm the Rax is missing, and you can see he's checking. He's looking deeper, looking further, looking for that Rax, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. He's looking for it. Meanwhile, Reaper production. Are we just gonna fake proxy everything? Just Rax and the factory at the third. I want the 1-1-1. Give me the proxy fake 1-1-1 with the starport as well. Gibbs, papi, Gibbs. Ay. So far, the probe is going to be hunted down. To have a Shameless settling in. Again, just a standard opener here out of Shameless. And he's trying to figure out what's going on. Does go for the pylon, does chrono out a second Stalker. Okay, very defensive here from Shameless. A very defensive play. It's proxy. It's what's happening. Proxy 1-1-1. It's a fake proxy. What is happening, right? I mean, this is a one base all in, unironically. Like, there's no CC. There should be a CC by now. It's a 1-1-1 on one base. There's the add-on swap into Cyclone production. Starport for, I would imagine, a medevac for some micro potential. What is happening? What is going on? It is a one base all in. No, never mind. Okay, very late CC. Very late command center. Very committed on one base, though. And as a result, this needs to get damaged. This needs to gain value. Cyclone into add-on swap into Banshee? I would imagine. Yeah, into Cloak Banshee, okay. Okay. Alright. Let him cook, Pappy. Let him cook. Let's go. It's not a build that I see replicated too often at all, actually. Never. But I'm here for it. We do get high vision. Cyclone gets spotted. Shameless trying to keep up. We do have a safety shield out of here at the natural. Likewise, nice movement here. Shameless staying out of range. He's just staying out of range here of the Cyclone. Doesn't chase the Reaper. Doesn't try to go close to the cliff face. To the edge of the cliff. So very nice movement here by Shameless. So far, he does defend. And meanwhile, tank production has begun. Banshee production as well. This is very committed from Replicant. Again, borderline all in. If only he didn't expand. Banshee towards the main. There is an observer on the way. Oof. Very safe play out of Shameless. His tech of choice was a robot. I should have brought that up. I should have pointed that out, but it was a robot opener, very safe. This gives you a safety immortal, safety observers, a fast Colossus production, and immortal and observer is exactly what Shameless needs right now. The observer pops out. Hallucination across the map, trying to get a read what's going on. He should confirm that the 1-1-1 is missing. The production is missing here from the main. Something is clearly wrong. Scouts confirms that there is an expansion at least. Banshee into the main base, gets one, gonna get two. 2 pro kills. Observer out of position. Second observer does pop out in time though. Likewise, we can see Replicant moving out. And Shameless is keeping up. He has 3 Stalkers in the main to defend, and the boys are being pulled! Why did we expand? I don't know. I don't know why we... It is a 2-base all-in. Okay. So the one thing that was throwing me off with this was the space. I'm like, 2-base all-in with an expansion? Crazy, but... Sorry, 1-base all-in but with an expansion is crazy. But yeah, 1-base all-in here from Replicant does move out. It's all or nothing. Tank's gonna be sieged. Shield batteries on the way. Nice tank volley here on the Stalkers. 1 Stalker goes down. Massive pickup. Observer gets caught. Replicant, he's gaining ground. He's pushing in. Shield battery's exposed. Shield battery falls as well. We throw down a wall of bunkers. The bunkers have been thrown down. Stalkers are fighting barely out of range of the tanks. Up. Tank shots going off. Stalkers, they take a lot of hits, but here we go. It looks like Shameless, he should have enough. He's breaking through. He takes down 1 tank, takes down a 2nd tank. The bunkers are too little too late. Oh, it's still a very scrappy fight though. Very scrappy. And Replicant, he has enough. The bunker's finished. The bunker's finished. The tank barely survived. Oh, no, the tank does not survive, but the Cyclone does, and then Banshees do. And the Cloak Banshees are wreaking havoc. They're snowballing out of control, and Replicant, he has done it. He's broken the back of Shameless. Cleans everything up. GG gets called, and Replicant takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. I'm pretty sure the CC, the expansion for Replicant, was only for show. As in, I say for show, it was really to lure Shameless into a false sense of security. Remember, Shameless, he scouted the natural. He scouted the expansion, and when he scouted it, what did Shameless do? He took a 3rd. He took a 3rd Nexus, and that may have just killed him. You know, that's resources not spent on army, not spent on production, not spent on shield batteries. It's just more just working against Shameless in that kind of game state. And with that, GG, well played. Replicant, he catches Shameless with his pants down and pulls off the 1-base all-in and takes a lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. With that, Replicant is now 1 game away from bringing Shameless down. And clearly, Replicant, he has some builds back. Crazy. Like fake proxy 111 into a fake natural into a 1-base all in. Like insane. I'm here for it though. I'm ready for it. Let's go. And now we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy down in the series. He's favored here to make a deep run, but is he going to take a loss in the 2nd round? It is Shameless. Yes, the fight back here and now. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player from Atlanta, Kazakhstan, representing CSO Esports. It is Replicant. Leading the series 1-0. Here we go. Is leading the series. And this time, Rax is at home. The Rax is at home. We're not doing anything too crazy this time. No crazy fake or real proxies. No. Rax is back home. Double gas opener. That tells us this is going to be Rax into a factory. This means delayed CC. On top of that, though, because the Rax is off on the side, that means that there is not going to be a wall here to deny the scouts. Potentially, Replicant could have gone for the Rax here and a faster depot to fully wall off to deny any kind of scout, but Shameless, he is allowed entry into the main. He dives in. He gets eyes on the double gas, and he gets eyes on the Rax as well. What's further back reconfirms. So Shameless, he's now fully aware that there is no proxy. He's fully aware of the opener. Shameless should be feeling a lot more comfortable this time. Should be feeling a lot more comfortable. Factory gets placed, as we did mention. Again, Shameless is aware. And Shameless, he attempts to delay the factory, attempts to delay production, and does so by like a second or two. The probe is going to fall. Behind this, Reaper into Reactor. Okay, we could go Reactor, Reaper, Hellion. And we could go for some Hellion Reaper aggression early on. Based on the building placement, looks like there won't be an add-on swap, so I'm not feeling Reactored Hellion or Reactored Widowmine production. That will most likely not be the case, but we'll see. As the first Reaper does get across the map. Reaper gets across. There's that CC on the high grounds. Likewise, we have a tech of choice. Last game was a Robo opener. This time, Twilight Council into Blink. So I would imagine Blink-based opener here out of Shameless. Meanwhile, back at home, it is going to be Reactored Marine, not Reaper. So Reactored Marine production. And what is the double gas for then? It is going to be for a factory into Starport into Widowmine drop. Okay. Oh, never mind. Only a single Widowmine. He's not going for a double Widowmine drop, and the single Widowmine here is producing Marines. He could go one Widowmine with 4 Marines across the map, or 6 Marines even. We'll see how Replicant does piece this all together. As the medevac is on the way. Medevac is on the way. Reaper into the main. Does disrupt some of the mining. But Shameless, he's able to keep up. The Reaper does get a full scout though, and Replicant is fully aware of the Blink-based opener. Here's where Reaper goes down, but it was worth it. It was worth it for the scout. And again, I'm curious if we can move out with the Marines as well. Looks like the answer is yes. Okay. Here we go. It is going to be that 6 Marine single Widowmine move out. Now, the goal with this drop is to get economic damage. If it's only Widowmines, then it's only for scouting information, but this is more committed. The way this works here, ideally, the Widowmine does not go off in the mineral line. You have Marines to focus on probes, and the Widowmine ideally zones away the Stalkers and the Gateway Army. Here we go. Drop into the main. There's a warp into Stalkers. 3 Stalkers in position. Yeah, Shameless should be fine. Gets a couple of shots off. So far, 1 Marine goes down. Again, Widowmine to zone. No wasted on the probe, but the Widowmine is going to fall. The medevac, no! The medevac is going to barely survive. I feel like we barely missed a shot there. Whew. Shots on the Marines instead, and the medevac will make it out, but only with 3 Marines, and this was not worth it. Replicant, what did he lose? He lost 3 Marines and 1 Widowmine. He didn't get any value, didn't even scout behind the mineral line, didn't delay any mining time except for that 1 probe. Shameless comes out ahead. And he's ready to juice it up. Let's go, buddy, let's go. We're ready for that juice. Meanwhile, Twilight Council opener into Blink. Blink is done. Into the Robo, into the Bay. This is going to be for Colossus production. So Shameless is gearing up.
Game paused.
As we do have another pause here. We did have a pause in the previous series between Replicant and Nikic. There was a bit of a disturbance, but hopefully everything's okay. Looks like we are good to jump back in. And again, thankfully, there's no kind of disruption of any big fights. Like, there's no big engagement going on. So more than happy to just make sure everything's okay on the side of Replicant. As the Banshee does dip in. Heads for the main. So far, getting 2, getting 3 probe kills. Nice damage. Gets 3 kills. Oh, gets 4. 4 workers go down. Observer now rotating back into the main. We're getting up to 5, up to 6. Oh, barely 6, 7. Oh my god, 7 probes, 1 Banshee. Well worth it here for Replicant. Main army moves out across the map. The Observer, I believe, barely saw it. Yeah, it did spot the move out. Shameless is on the way to slow it down. Let's see what he can get. Ideally, Shameless wants to buy time, pick off a Marine, pick off a Banshee, pick off a tank, force a siege. Stim is not done. These are vanilla Marines. Vanilla Marines moving out. Immortal has arrived. First tank does fall. Bit of miscontrol there by Replicant. Didn't save that first tank. And he dives in. He dives on in. The Immortal takes a lot of damage there, but that was a bold move with the Stalkers, but for the most part, Replicant is run out of steam. He's run out of steam. He falls back to the shield battery, takes down the medevac, takes down the tank, cleans up everything. And that was a brutal loss for Replicant, losing 2 tanks, losing most of the Marines, the medevac, and surviving with only the Banshee. The Banshee was the sole survivor, and that means that it's time for Shameless to counterattack. And here it comes. Stalkers are moving out. Observer as well. Colossus production has begun. The third base was untouched for Shameless. And back at home, what is it to defend? There's one tank. There's one tank on low ground, one tank on the high ground. There is high ground vision. As Shameless, he can dive into the main. He sees a tank. He sees. Delays the third. Delays the third base. He wants a Marauder. Doesn't quite get it. Forces a cancel. Tank shots are brutal. Bearing in mind, Stim is not done. So Replicant, he can't really punish this army. He cannot break out. He's just stuck at home. Scan reveals the Observer. Back at home, Shameless taking a fourth. He's getting that fourth expansion. And Replicant, he can't break out, but he can sneak out a double drop. Bold move. Bold move here. By Replicant. Moving up with the double drop, trying to sneak out, gets a free tank shot on the Stalkers. Nicely done. Landing his third. And again, this move out could have been punished here by Shameless if he was taking note of what was happening. Last he was caught off guard. Double drop diving in. Shameless forced a recall. A spotted. Does spot the drop. Shadow to the pylon. And Shameless, he dives in, takes out one of the full medevacs. Full medevac goes down. The other medevac barely does escape. He gets 2 pros, but not ideal. And Replicant, he is pinned back. And with that, we can calm things down. We can calm things down, but Whew. As Replicant is establishing his third, getting a 4th CC. Likewise, Shameless establishing his 4th base and thinking about a 5th. So both players are macroing up. We're embracing the mid game, despite the intense and chaotic early game. Working towards that mid game here. So far, there's no further splash damage. It's only Colossus. There's no Storm yet or Disruptors. Shameless is moving out. He's up to 3 Colossi. He can hold his own. Expanding further towards his opponent. And can he break this? I'm not really too confident considering how many Marauders there are. At the same time, drop towards the natural. But alas, Medevac is being shot down. No shot! Oh my god! When my shot goes off, 8 probes go down. At the same time, Shameless is pushing in. He doesn't care. Prism into the main. Warp in does complete. Tanks are exposed. And Shameless is going for the kill. He gets 1 tank. He should get the other as well. Nice force field, slowing down the push, slowing down the army. The third base is completely isolated. He's going for the SCVs. Get out of here. Boy's being pulled away. Shameless, he lost 12 workers across the map, but he's killing even more. As he will get the mineral line. And that's going to be 26-29 SCVs going down. And now he's on the run. Does he have force fields? He does. He does have force fields. Shameless is perfectly fine. Oh no! Bit of misrally. Colossus is going to be thrown away. Oh no, never mind. Free damage. Okay. As Replicant backs off. And as all said and done, Shameless, he does find himself with a lead. He's up over 20 workers. Up 20 workers, up in supply, up in almost every metric. Replicant trying to go for that last engage, threatening a dive. And he's pretty committed at this point. Replicant, it's just been too much damage, too many losses. He was doing well for himself, but unfortunately he was distracted by the Warp Prism. Again, the Warp Prism was the MVP. Speaking of, not again. Up, Prism goes down, but the Warp Prism does complete. Cell chasing down Ghosts. Shameless pushing in. Oh. Tanks the mine shot. Massive EMP is going to be going off. Again, this won't be the cleanest trade for Shameless, but it's a trade he can afford. He gets 15 SCVs. Zelt's still in the main. No shot. They're still wreaking havoc in the main base. Replicant, he just doesn't have the supply. He doesn't have the numbers to defend both locations at once. A massive Colossus wipes. GG gets called as he gets pulled apart, and Shameless will take game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. We are going to game 3 here, and we'll see how this story ends. Here we go. 7 probes and a Banshee. Sounds like one of those instant videos you didn't want to watch, but you did. Ah, Terran players love it. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. Not like this. Shall I name my firstborn Shameless? Oh, no. Not like this. He's shameless, papi. But GG, well played. Again, Shameless able to actually embrace the mid game, able to get into more of a back and forth as well. Things got very intense at the start of the game when we saw the initial move out from Replicant, but it was important that Shameless, he scouted the move out. He saw the move out ahead of time, he was able to slow it down, able to get a surround as well. He was able to shut it down, and once he did, he was in full control from then on forward. There was a brutal moment when, of course, we had the mine drop coming into the natural, and 12 probes, or I think it was 12 plus probes went down. But despite that, we saw Shameless go for his killer move, go for the 1-2 punch, distracting the army in the main with a warp prism with the warp in, and pushing in, sniping the tanks, and getting an entire mineral line at the third. Remember, it was all like 26 plus SCVs going down to that one move, and that did secure Shameless the game. And with that, GG. GG, well played. We have a back and forth, and we're getting ready for the ace match. Here we go. We're getting ready for game 3, and we'll see how the story ends. We'll see who takes it. Will Replicant bring it back, or will Shameless close it out? Are getting ready here for that next series. Are getting ready. Looks like our players, they need a moment to confirm their game. This gives us a little bit of time to catch up on some of the other matchups. Do we have any updates here? Do we have any updates? Nothing major yet. It looks like Nikic versus Power is still ongoing. Still mid-series. Again, if you want to tune into Nikic versus Power, shout out to MidOVK. I should have started with this as well. My apologies. But welcome on an Alta Firegrow Cup. This is not just a monthly tournament that is, again, centered around the CIS region, but it is organized and funded by MidOVK. So big shout out to MidOVK. We bring this up all the time, but MidOVK, for a long time, he was more of a competitor, more of a pro player, and he did focus on competing, of course. But in recent months, in the recent year, MidOVK has been focusing a lot more on content creation and streaming. And with that comes running his own tournaments as well. He's been running his own tournaments. He's been giving back to the scene, giving back to the community. So much love here to MidOVK. And likewise, he has also opened the door for us to allow us to cast in English as well. So big shout to MidOVK. The Firegrow Cup would not be possible without him. So thank you. Thanks so much to MidOVK. Do check out his stream. And again, as I mentioned, if you want to tune into some of these other matches, we are trying to stay spread out. And MidOVK is covering Nikic versus Power. So he's got you covered there in the ZVP. Does have you covered there. So you can tune into some of the other matches. Likewise, I believe MidOVK also casted, I want to say potentially Strange versus Shameless in the first round as well. He was covering some of the other series. So whatever we don't cast here, I'm sure MidOVK is covering elsewhere on his channel. So much love to MidOVK. Likewise, for some perspective here, we're in round 2. We're in round 2 of the group stage, and there are 5 rounds in total. So we have at least 5 best of 3s, at least 5. If we cast a series that's a little bit faster, then we can, of course, jump into another series in the same round. So we could potentially cover some more ground, potentially. Just waiting to see how this story ends. Here we go. Shout out to Nish in the chat. Just want to say I came here from TikTok. Kappa, este Nish. True. As of today, we are now streaming on TikTok as well. As of this broadcast, I should say, because we were live earlier today as well with the MC show matches. But the reason for this is recently TikTok did open things up to allow for streaming, even from people that have smaller channels. So we have the luxury of being able to stream now on TikTok. Still need to, you know, make content and actually post more clips to TikTok. But we're getting hip with the kids and we're ticking like they talk. We're getting there. Let's go. I'm not gonna try to to speak like a Zoomer. But yeah, our players looks like they do need a moment to set things up. We had a pause earlier, so it potentially could be related. Or potentially our players, they need a oh. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. My bad. Okay, so I was waiting for an ace match. My apologies, and I will have to refund the predictions here. I'm gonna have to refund the predictions. That's my bad. I forgot, Pappy. I forgot. Fun fact. This is not a best of 3, it's a best of 2, which means ties are possible. Ties are possible in a best of 2 series. So my apologies. I did mess up there. I did forget. So hold on, I got you. I will refund those predictions as we do finish with a tied 1-1 score. I would love an ace match. But alas, that is not the format that we have here. So it is tied 1-1.